I definitely think that no one wants to make a generic formulaic film. It's never the ambition from the outset. There are driving factors. I think in the beginning, people respond strongly to fresh, inventive ideas and visuals and moments that seem to speak to wonder and wish fulfillment, and that's all very exciting. When you head down the path toward making the film, and some of those more ambitious or risky story elements start to achieve fruition, there is often a hesitation and a sense of fear that, whoa, are we really committing to this? Like, this might really, upset part of our core audience, or we might have kids getting scared and turning to their parents, and parents thinking, I'm not going to recommend this to other parents, and it's going to affect the box office. And so it's all speculative, and it's fear-based. It has no real justification. But I think that's where a lot of bad decision-making happens. And certainly in protected environments like kind of at its best, sort of the hallowed world of Pixar, there is a sense of, we're going to commit to a story that has a voice and has something to say, and it might not always be, warm and reassuring. It may take you to dark, scary places for a moment, but ultimately the experience will be worthwhile. And sometimes that conviction gets lost. So there is a lot of faith in the beginning, and I think there is a lot of faith in filmmakers who have done it before and have kind of created a brand for themselves, in a sense, like, so that the audience has an expectation of the type of emotions they're going to feel going to see a film by that particular director or writer-director. And I feel as though I've earned a little bit of that out there in the world with the projects that I've worked on, both personally, like myself solo, and also with Chris Sanders. That there's a sense of kind of quirky adventure, young heroes or heroines in a world kind of in over their heads with the supernatural or the fantastical, and that somewhere in there's going to be provoking emotion. It's going to make you sad. It might bring you to tears, but there will be fun as well. It'll be filled with adventure. There'll be something sort of rich and hopefully wish-fulfilling about it. That's the ambition, and at its best, when I've received really positive feedback, it speaks to those elements, which are very conscious on our part, and certainly something that we loved about movies growing up, and so we've wanted to carry that tradition forward. But even with the successes, the box office success of the films that I've worked on, there's still second guessing, and there's still a lot of fear-based hesitation, which has to do with kind of the forces that I don't control. How well the films have been doing that have come out recently by that studio or other studios. What's been a big success, and sort of from a distant analytical point of view, what made it a success, and shouldn't we take that recipe and try to repeat it here? So there is constantly a sort of fear-based and at its worst greed-based reactionary element to Hollywood in general. But at the end of the day, most of those successes came from a filmmaker, a group of filmmakers who had a story they believed in, and they told it in a very pure way, and it just hit with the audience. And that just can't be manufactured. It has to come from a place of love and belief. It's not always going to hit, but when it does, it's an elusive thing. And too many people out there try to quantify it and turn it into like a cookie cutter fabrication.